This morning in the dish, a star chef who learned to cook in college, but not because he studied it. He learned because the food was so bad in the campus dining hall.
Boy, we've all been there. Chef DiBiccari had one big advantage. He grew up in a big Italian family in Massachusetts, and his mom and grandmothers were dynamite cooks. Today, he's the executive chef and owner of Boston's popular Tavern Road restaurant, a favorite of the city's vibrant artist community. Chef DiBiccari, welcome to the dish.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
This is awesome. Tell us what you brought us here.
I brought you a whole bunch of stuff. All things we do at Tavern Road. Over there, all our meals start with charcuterie. There's some pâtés and salamis and some prosciutto and soppressadas over there. Next to it is some burrata from a local company called the Mozzarella House.
That looks amazing.
And it's paired with some citrus and some radishes from Sparrow Arc. And over here is one of our signature things. We all things pig are kind of sacred at Tavern Road. This one's roasted pork shoulder done in the style of like a porchetta. And over here is white sweet potatoes, kind of a really unique item that we're sort of known for now at Tavern Road. And over here we have Brussels sprouts with pomegranates and, like I said, bacon, all things pig, you know, wherever we can fit it in. And I'm not a pastry person myself. We have a great pastry chef and some pumpkin cheesecake here also.
Well, lest I break a tooth trying to eat one of these, tell people what's in this box right here.
This is kind of a really unique thing that's happening in Boston right now. There's this group called The Individuals, and they work with me on another event that I do called Create, where we take 6 artists and 6 chefs and we put them together. And these guys created this thing called Janky Donuts.
Right.
It's not really a donut shop. It's an art installation, but it fooled the whole city, and it was pretty awesome.
They look edible, but they're really cool. I mean, you crack a tooth, as Vanita said. But
Or,
really
or all your teeth, probably, actually. Yeah.
Let's talk about your background, though, because your family just sounds wonderful. I mean, it sounds like food was really the epicenter of life for you guys.
It was. Growing up in Lynnfield, Massachusetts, you know, my parents cooked for every meal, you know, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the holidays are a big thing at our family. You know, there's like 40 people sitting around a table,
Oh, that's so
all
nice.
eating. Yeah.
Now, I mean, we mentioned this a little bit because you had such a hard time eating in college, but you studied journalism and you studied English and wisely made a career turn.
Yeah, well, I also wanted to play in the NBA, you know, but that didn't really work out either. But yeah, I think, you know, I could always maybe pick up a pen again, but I wanted to get into kitchens. I missed my mom's cooking. You know, I missed my family affairs at the dining room table, and really what I liked more than anything else was the way people responded to the food that we were doing out of a dormitory in college. You know, they were loving it, and it was really encouraging, and I decided, hey, let's try to make a career out of this thing.
You worked at some of Boston's top restaurants before going out on your own at Tavern Road. When does that moment happen when a chef says, I think I'm finally ready?
When you lose your sanity, probably.
Yeah, right.
And you're like, okay, I'm gonna go do this on my own now. What am I thinking? But it's the best feeling once you really get there, and you're like, wow, this is mine, and I'm doing it with my brother, and like, how cool is this? And all of our friends come here all the time. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned the Create, what you started in Boston.
Yeah.
You also use social media very effectively up there as something we want to point out. Talk a little bit about Create and what you're doing there, essentially.
Sure. So Create was an effort to foster artists back into the community. Our restaurant is in Fort Point, which is New England's oldest and largest artist community, and we were always looking for ways to build some synergy between the restaurant and the artist community. Create was an event that I started 3 years ago. It takes 6 chefs and 6 artists, and it pairs them together. And the idea is there's one canvas, and they work on installations together. And it's a very unique idea that's happening in Boston right now. And our plan is to someday bring some music into it, maybe next year.
Oh,
and we brought
that.
some bartenders in last year, and we're trying to get everything under one roof and have it be a big festival in the city.
What a cool idea.
When did that commitment to the arts community start for you?
Years ago, I was sort of living in Fort Point, you know, the artist community, and I got to know the area a little bit, know the community a little bit, and I really gravitated towards it. And when I saw an opportunity to open a restaurant there, I thought, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. We should do this. As
we get your signature on the dish, we want to ask you if you could have this meal with any person, past or present, who would that person be?
That's an easy one. Tavern Road is the namesake of a studio that my uncles worked out of, and they were famous sculptors in Boston, and they have monuments all over the city, and much like that was their playground, Tavern Road is our playground, and I would love to break bread with them and find out some really cool stories about what happened at that studio.
Great pick, and I'm sure they'd be so happy to see how much you've incorporated arts into your own work. Chef DiBiccari, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
For more on the chef and the dish, head to our website at CBS This Morning.